Welcome, everybody. We are full house. I'm glad to see the turnout. Denise has already kind of told everybody where we're at. As far as conversations, the microphone will pick up everything. Tonight, to start things off, I'll call to order, and I need approval of agenda. And I have a motion to approve the agenda.
Yes, so moved, Councilor Stevens.
Thank you, Councilor Stevens. Do I have a second? Second. Thank you, Councilor DeVos. I have an amendment to the minutes of December 9th. And it's the motion DeVos and Parker. That property committee recommend to council that the ice surface and Providence Bay Arena no longer be funded effective November 2026. There is an item or part of that conversation that was missed, and it was to include the ice plant decommissioning.
I'm gonna have a point of order there, John. That was added at council. It was not discussed at the committee meeting. So the committee meeting minutes stand correct.
Okay, thank you, Denise.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Any comments? Any opposed?
Motion to minutes.
Motion to the minutes?
Yeah. I don't think anybody motioned the minutes when you're.
We only have to do, we skip pecuniary interest.
Oh, on my list.
You're in it.
On my list, it comes, oh yeah, sorry. I put it second on my list, not first. So it is a declaration of pecuniary interest. Do you want to put that as first or just read it?
Do that first.
Okay. Declaration of pecuniary interest. Are there any?
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Mitchell, Councilor Mitchell?
I will declare pecuniary interest on item 8E.
Okay. And I myself will declare pecuniary interest on item 8E. And I'll be asking the co-chair or second chair, Councilor Stevens. I will vacate my seat and he can carry on for that portion of the meeting. Any questions? Rose, do you want to go back to item 2?
Sure.
There's one, there's 2 please. Also, Rose.
Rose.
I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes of the December 9th meeting, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
You said-
Yeah.
Okay. So Councilor Stevens and Councilor. Any additions or changes? Any questions, comments? That's carried. Hearing none. Approval of minutes last December 9th meeting. May I have a motion to approve the minutes?
We just did that.
Okay. So if we've already done that, then we go on to delegations. We have 2 delegates tonight, starting off with George Strain. And then Darren Dewar will come up behind. Is Darren's in the front? Did you want to come front and center to? Or I'll wait till George is done. Okay, thank you. You have 10 minutes, Mr. Strain.
So I guess I'd just like to start off saying I'm not here to advocate that either of it closed, Mindemoya or Providence Bay. I'm here to try to understand what council is doing and where things are going. There was a meeting that Third Line had in the afternoon here, same day that the property meeting was that night. And then all of a sudden, after that meeting, there was a motion made at property that we closed Prov Arena. And then 2 days later, because we can only speak at proper or at committee meetings, 2 days later, there's a council meeting and nobody gets to ask any questions or have any comments or concerns, and it's then passed to council. So that being said, I'm just here to point out some other facts. I'm just trying to understand what council is trying to achieve. Certainly not cost savings, because I'm just gonna start at the top and go through. If you wanna close Providence, like I said, it's not for cost savings, and here's why. These are line numbers, these are council numbers that we paid professionals for. We have the structural inspections, we have the building condition assessments. We have the third line, which combine their own stuff and with that other information. Right now, it takes for the next 10 years in the reports, $100,000 more to operate Mindemoy Arena than it does Providence Bay Arena. I'm gonna go through this fairly quickly. You can take numbers, you wanna ask questions, I just wanna make sure I get through everything. So it's not about cost savings, it's $100,000 more to operate Mindemoy than it is Prov. And that's on page 42 of the third line report also, to look it up. Then I have the actual year to date, 23-24. Providence Bay was actually $8,000 more to run than Mindemoy. And the reason that's the only year to date we don't have the 25 numbers, so I couldn't use those. The other thing is the insurance. I've been hearing council talk about insurance for I don't know how many years now, but one of the things is Providence Bay Arena versus Mindemoy Arena. Providence Bay Arena insurance is $45,847. Mindemoy is $36,064 and some change. But basically, it's $9,700 more for the insurance in Providence Bay to operate, which doesn't make any sense to me at all. I wish somebody could explain that. And the only reason I'm bringing that up, that's also still more to run Mindemoy with the 100,000 with the capital costs and so on. But it does make a difference in the numbers when you're looking at the numbers. Third line report, page 41, labor costs, Providence Bay Arena, $26,285. Mindemoy Arena, $43,260. There's some other numbers on that page I stroked off because I don't know how they got them. It's supposed to be year end of 2025. We just got there and we're not audited yet anyway. So I didn't want to bring those and confuse anything. I could have used their numbers, but I didn't want to confuse anything. Again, that's why I went back to be audited. From what year did it say that was? 23-24. So, like I said, it can't be about saving money because council is willing to put money into an arena with that is in poorer condition than the one in Providence Bay, costs over $100,000 more to operate over the next 10 years. The other thing that I heard from third line report was this is like a 10-year thing, and then at the end of 10 years you're going to walk straight out of Mindemoy Arena and walk into the new facility getting dry. So you get to year number 7 or year number 8, and you can possibly put a couple of $100,000 into the old Mindemoy Arena to keep it going because you want to decommission Providence Bay. Whatever that means, I'm going to ask later. I'm sure you have an answer because you thought about it before you make a motion for that. So you just want to put a couple of $100,000 in, walk straight up to the other arena if it's a year and a half from being done, and then rip it down. I'm sorry, I don't understand the logic to that. I'm looking forward to getting questions answered when we have a public meeting that I believe Richard is going to try to make happen. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have. A lot of questions, but I know you don't have time to answer them here. So So I just am here to understand what the plan is, because it's not the third line plan, because they didn't mention just closing the Province Bay Arena down for the winter. The funding model that they have in here is, now it's all different, changed. And we're not even talking about the halls yet. So I just think it'd be nice if council had a plan, because that isn't any of the ones that third line has in here, to present to us, to show us, so we can have comment and we know what's going on, rather than a very quick decision just to try to X one arena, and which I'm still curious as to why. Very curious. The other thing is, again, flooding. We've had to close that arena over the years, happened again just this weekend. There is no accessible washroom in that building. There is one at Province Bay Arena. I'm just confused as to how you can make that decision based on that. Like I said, I'm not here to close either of them, but I'm also here, want to know what the plan is, because it's not third line report, what the plan is going forward and how it's all gonna play out. That's basically all I have to say. So we get a chance to actually ask a lot of other questions, which I have, but I'm not gonna have time for here tonight. But I guess I could or should be able to ask one, because it was brought up right away at property, and then an amendment at council 2 days later without anybody being able to speak on it. What is the advantage of decommissioning the ice equipment in Province Bay? And what are the cost savings? And what does that actually mean, decommissioning? What's the benefit of doing that? John, you made the motion.
At this point, I'm not here to answer questions.
Of course. So, that's why I am looking forward to a public meeting. Well, I just figured you would know the answer to that because it was your motion and then you changed it. And you definitely made it on an informed decision that you had, right? So,
Don't get me wrong, I do have an answer for it, but not in this.
sure, sure. It's a secret.
George,
John, could you speak up a bit, please?
sorry. Is that all you have to, say about?
Well, I'm,
You're a delegate.
yeah, no, that's all,
Yeah,
that's all I have to say. I'm just trying to figure out, because it's not about money, so what is it about? That's what I'm trying to say.
So I'm gonna open it up to council if they have any questions for George. At this point in time. So does council have any questions for George pertaining to his delegation of his interest in the arena? Derek.
I don't have any questions for George. I think George has brought up quite a few questions here. And it goes back to my previous comments at both the last property meeting and the last council meeting, that I haven't heard any of these answers. Council just brought this out of the blue and
If I may
made.
interrupt.
Yeah.
It's a question for George, if you have the question.
No,
This is
fine.
not a
If you don't want to
statement of
listen, fine, go ahead, do your thing.
Anybody else? Richard?
I don't have a question for you, George, but
You can't ask it then.
I do, want to follow up on your indication of a public meeting. And that has always been my plan and idea, that we don't take services out of our community without a public meeting and without input from the public. That got away on us, and I'm hoping we can rearrange that at some point.
Sure, yeah. And again, at the end of the day, as long as there's a conversation and you hear what the taxpayers or some of the taxpayers want, and their position on it, and you turn around and want to ignore that altogether, at least you've heard it. And then I guess it's just too bad, because we elected you to do whatever, but yeah, I think there should be, that's a fairly big decision and way off base from whatever third line said. Like I said, I'm looking forward to see what the plan actually is. Thank you.
Councilor Mitchell, you have a question for George?
I do. George, you've been around since Christ was a cowboy. So how many times has this arena issue been brought up over 20 years?
Lots.
Lots. What's the result of it? Nothing.
Exactly.
All right,
What's the
so-
plan?
Irregardless of how people look at it or whatever like that, the only way to get things discussed is to get them on the table, which requires a motion, because we can't discuss anything. We can't even sit together as three counselors and talk about this. It's gotta be done by motion, irregardless of how the motion is written. My thoughts on it is, let's get it on the table, let's get some discussion and dialogue with everybody, public meetings. And it wasn't so much as the body of the motion, is that motions can be changed by amendment. So,
And that's
Yeah.
great, but when I'm sitting here, not everybody tuned into the third line meeting or the property meeting that night or 2 nights later, then at council, it looks very suspicious. I don't know what the problem would be or the hurt would be to come out with the plan that you well have. I know he's got one because it's not this one and it's not about saving money, and have that discussion first and then move on to making those decisions.
that's happened, they've tried that before, have discussions,
Okay, I'm looking,
and nobody's moved on.
okay.
Okay, so now we'll take another run at it, I guess.
Then I guess it
Let's-
worked, cause here we are.
Hey,
I said, I guess it worked, cause here we are.
exactly.
Perfect.
Anyway,
Okay, thank you, Councilor Mitchell. Anyone else? Okay, thank you, George, for your delegation. I'm gonna, ask Mr. George, Darren. Join us up front.
Good job.
Okay. So I might go off script a bit. After that. Do we start our time yet?
No, you haven't, you can stand or sit down.
Here we go. Here we go.
Where is yours? Oh, there you go.
Gonna go off scripted a bit because I didn't know George was going to be here, so that got, we got the wheels turning a little bit as I was listening to that, and I think that one thing that I want to point out, and it was in my email to the board, was that and kind of this part is emotional. It really is, because it's our whole, I see Paul there. It's our whole being. And if I can get this out properly, because there's father back there. So he'll, if you ask him about arenas, and he's been around for the discussions, Brian, for a long, long time. And he'll say, well, yeah, we've always had 2 arenas, and well, that's kind of how we like it. And then he'll just carry on with the stay. And maybe tell you a story about when they poured the concrete floor in Prov Arena, and the first dump went in there, and it was gonna be a long day, because that's just a lot of old farmers' wheelbarrows putting that floor in there. And that was the history of where we are today. And I just don't want, there was things you said, there's what is the plan? We don't really have a plan, and I suppose that's why we're here, but I think our plan is right now, and why we keep talking and going around about different things is all the talking has come back to status quo, which is where we are today. It's kids playing right now at Mindemoy Arena. It's a tournament that just went on in Prov, and at this juncture in time, without a plan, I think you'll find that a lot of people in the community are okay with how things are. So that's gonna preempt, and something I didn't have planned to say. So you can take that however you like, and now I can, am I okay to do that, Heather? Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to go to the planned script that you'll all get, and Tom as well. So I will stand if that's all right. Okay. Oh, I should have done this before. My name is Darren Dewar, and I'm here tonight to speak on the proposed closure and decommissioning of the Providence Bay Arena. I'm here as a representative of the Providence Bay Community Center Board, our members, and chair. Also attending this evening To show support and unity is Heather Niven, Chair of the Providence Bay Spring Bay Rec Committee. First, I would like to thank this committee for giving me the opportunity to speak as a delegation this evening. I also want to thank the ratepayers who have come out tonight and those watching on Zoom for showing their support for this important issue. I want to begin by expressing the deep disappointment felt across our community, not only at hearing discussions about closing the arena, but also about the possibility of decommissioning the ice plant entirely. What has been especially disheartening is that these discussions took place without any input from the Providence Bay Community Center Board, a committee of council, or our opinions, our expertise, or even our perspective. We have always been willing partners, and we should have been a part of this conversation from the beginning. Let me be clear, very clear. The Providence Bay Community Center Board is 100% opposed to the idea of closing and decommissioning the Providence Bay Arena. There are many reasons for this. This is the one.
We're doing good.
But the first and most important is simple. This arena is part of our DNA, part of our fabric. Our ratepayers built it. We raised money for it. We run events in it. We love it. The building brings us together as a community. This building is not just infrastructure, it is identity, history, and community. Of course, there is also the financial side. On that point, I strongly encourage this committee to speak with the municipal staff about the actual capital and operational costs. The arena received significant upgrades in 23, 24, and 25, and the entire system has just been certified, from what I understand, for the next 5 years. We could understand if the building was failing, unsafe, or beyond repair. This is not the case. The municipality has invested time, effort, and money into bringing it into top shape, only to now consider closing a fully functional, recently improved facility that is difficult for our committee as well as the community to understand. I won't stand here tonight and complain without offering some solutions. That does not reflect who we are as a community or who we want to be. As you know, or may not know, the Providence Bay Community Center Board has been in existence for decades. We are entirely run by volunteers. We give our time, our energy, and our expertise to help keep Providence Bay a strong and viable community. So tonight, I'm offering the following commitments on behalf of the Providence Bay Community Center Board. Number one, we will donate $15,000 per year for the next 5 years to help offset arena operating costs. Number two, we would like the opportunity to sit down with municipal staff and any willing councillors to discuss opening dates, scheduling, in a way that works both for the municipality and the community, and explore cost-saving measures. Number three, we commit to bringing more winter events to the arena, ensuring the building is well used when the ice plant is running. That is what the Providence Bay Community Center Board prioritizes. A place for kids, families, adults, and seniors to gather the long, dark winter months. Winters can be isolating. And what keeps people connected are the small, local, accessible social events that bring neighbors together. A place for physical activity, social connection, and mental well-being. A place that brings life to our community when we need it most. And we are all aware in today's society, community activities significantly increase positive mental health. At the end of the day, there is no price tag on mental or physical health. Anyone who dropped in during the Christmas holidays would have seen 30 to 40 people on the ice at every public skating session. Kids, families, friends, grandparents watching proudly. You would have seen people laughing, moving, connecting, and spending less time on their screens. This past weekend, One of our 2 annual hockey tournaments brought in over 120 players, 50 volunteers, and countless ratepayers who came in to cheer, visit, and enjoy being part of something local and meaningful. There's no dollar value on that. So I asked this committee to readdress the decision to close and decommission the Providence Bay Arena, a building that was actually built by the people who lived in our community at the time that it was built. Give us the chance to show you that this arena is viable, valuable, and worth preserving. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Darren. Does council have any questions for Darren at this point? Seeing none, okay. We'll move on at this point.
Mr. Chair,
We have to receive it.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to receive both motions, make the motion to receive both delegations. And since we are not going to be discussing this delegations again during the meeting and anywhere, I want to introduce a motion.
Okay, so we'll move on. First, accepting the 2 delegations. I have a motion.
I'll make that motion.
I have a second. Richard votes second. All in favor? Carried. So Councilor Stevens, you had a motion that you.
Yep.
You want to move
Motion
forward?
that I've prepared.
Copy each.
My motion, Mr. Chair, reads. Whereas the closure of the Providence Bay Arena and the Spring Bay Hall was motioned without prior public consultation. Therefore, it is recommended to council to fund the 2026 expenses on these facilities and assuming full operations, and that public meetings be held to allow a comment period for the public, and further that staff does not action upon motions 401-2025 and motions 402-2025 until this decision is affirmed by the next council. I'd like to make that motion.
Second. Do I have a seconder for the motion?
It's somebody second.
I think you can. I don't hear any seconders for motion, so the motion failed. Well.
This motion will be filed as a notice of motion for the next council meeting.
Thank you, Councilor Stevens. Okay, item 6 under old business. We have the NOHFC Stage 2 application repairs to Mid-Moy Arena. It's in progress. We did have item 6B, which is the Merrymakers, which is going to be put to the next meeting, next month. We have 6C, memorial donation policy. It is in progress as we speak. Item 7, new business. Providence Bay Community Center Board minutes, January 5th, 2026. Can I have a motion for this meeting? The Center Board minutes.
Make that motion.
Thank you, Councilor Bolt. Do I have a second? Linda, thank you. Any questions, comments? Pertaining to the minutes of the center board? Any opposed? And that is carried. 7B, strategic asset management policy. Rose, did you want to speak to that?
Yes, so every 5 years, we're required by statute to pass an a strategic asset management policy as a municipality. The last one was passed in 2019, so we have to get one passed now in order to, because it affects grants, funding, and our eligibility for those in order to get that. And the way it's set up is that every new council approves a new policy, which is why it's every 5 years. And as I said, we require one now. And it's under Ontario Regulation 588-17. It states that every municipality shall prepare its first strategic asset management policy by July 1st, 2019, which we have. And shall review and if necessary, update it at least every 5 years. Again, we should have done that in 2024, but we're doing it. We want to get it done now and get it updated, put us back in compliance. So we don't jeopardize any authority.
Does that require a motion to carry that
Yes.
forward at this point in time?
Yes. We require a motion that property committee recommend to council that the strategic asset management policy as presented be approved.
So move, Councillor Stevens.
Do I have a second for that? Richard, seconds the motion. Questions, comments? Any opposed?
Just one question, maybe, Mr. Chairman. Do you require anything from, I'm assuming you're going to be doing it, Rose, any input from council to update it? Wouldn't think there's too many changes.
No, I didn't really, I used the one that we had from 2019. I updated legislation because some of the legislation has changed.
Right.
So all I've done so far is just update legislation because the policy itself is.
Yeah, Shatowski, really. Good.
Thanks.
So no one opposed, so that is carried. Okay, we go on to number 8, correspondence. We have 2 or 3 letters here. We have a letter from Teresa Trainer. We have a letter from Jessica Grossman. And both of those letters are emails, are facility fees, facility closures. Kevin and Brenda McAllister, facility closure. We have a letter from, or an email from Province Bay Spring Bay Recreation Committee, facility closure. I think, not that they're all the same line, but they're all along the same line. I'd like the motion to receive all 4 at the same time. Is that a possibility?
Could we hear them? Because we have no idea what those are. Can you talk to us?
Well, somebody took the time to write them to you.
Exactly.
You'd like to hear what's on the public hearing.
Order.
No comments in the gallery.
We're not taking them. The letters will be reserved and carried on to the meeting that you come forward with when that's arranged. So, they can be spoken to at that time. Go ahead.
Point of order.
Steve.
What meeting? What time? I just tried to put in a motion that we said that we were going to go to public consultation and nobody would even second the motion. So I got Brian over here going, well, decisions can be changed, da, 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 da. We need to hear from the public. Well, we've heard from the public now in letters. We hear from the public here tonight.
May I
But
interrupt?
obviously,
Sir, may I interrupt you?
you could, you seem
I
to like
will
to.
interrupt you.
Okay, you go right ahead then.
The mayor has said that he will account and make arrangements for a meeting for the public to be part of.
When? Mayor
That's up
hasn't
to-
spoke up and said anything.
That's up to.
So I'm trying to figure out
Counselor,
when
this
we
is
are
not
going
an
to do
argument.
this.
This is not an argument or a discussion between you and me.
Well,
I
it's
just
a
said that the
discussion
mayor
with the
will make
committee,
meeting.
and you seem to want to cut
And
me
staff-
off and not let me have a say.
The staff will make it known to the public when the meeting will be.
You have public right here, you got staff right here. When's this meeting going to be? The people want to know,
They will be notified.
and you wonder why the
Thank you,
public
Counselor.
goes,
Thank you, Counselor.
yeah, sure,
Thank
here we
you.
go again. Just do your thing, have fun.
So it's
Mr.
acceptable.
Chair? Mr. Chair,
Go ahead, Counselors.
just clarification of something was. Are, is the rates not under discussion with staff right now?
Mhm.
So they haven't been formalized yet, eh?
Standing on, sorry?
The rates for all the buildings and the rental rates and all that.
It's still an open comment period, hasn't closed yet.
Eh?
Comments.
Still an open comment period.
It's still out?
I think the comment period ends January 19th.
Okay, so it's in the public thing, so the public has the ability to contact staff, I guess by letter or whatever like that, or email, and voice your opinions on that, so it is open to the public right now. It's not that the door is closed, because it's in that, was it 60 day or 90 day?
There was a 60
sorry, I
day,
got-
there was a 90-day comment period when it was
Yep.
first introduced in
Yeah,
November.
so,
The comment period ends, I believe, January 19th, in and around that date. I mean, don't slow me on this.
yeah, so,
But that's only for the new fee
Yeah.
schedule.
That's for the new fee schedule.
Got nothing to do with anything else. It's the new fee schedule.
well, that's,
So that's the
it's
first
not
thing.
what was asked here, was the fee schedules, or,
In the first letter, if I may, Mr. Mitchell,
Yeah.
that was facility fees. That was the question, and that would be.
the letters, some of the letters here pertain to fee schedule.
Just one.
So,
Wow.
Okay, the next one, Justin Gosling, was facility closure. The one after that was Kevin and Brenda McAllister, facility closure. And the one after that was Providence Bay Spring Bay Recreation Committee letter, facility closure. So I've asked for a motion to receive all four.
Well, I'm not making any motions because obviously you're not listening to the public anyway, so somebody else can make a motion here.
Mr. Chairman, I think we're getting way off track here. We're had the good graces of having all of these people here today. They're wanting some answers. And I think we have an obligation to set a date at least that will get us to that stage. And George has made a tremendous amount of research and come up with some ideas. Certainly appreciate Darren and his presentation. The people that have put these letters through are all saying the same thing. They were caught unaware of this move on closing both the Providence Bay Arena and the hall in Spring Bay. So I think we've got Darren and we've got whoever else was party to, I think, Keith's here. Any particular time of day that is best for the people that want some answers here?
We will make time.
Well, that's what I hope.
Thank you.
Evenings, when people are working.
So if everybody's in agreement, then, Mr. Chairman, we'll speak to,
You want to speak to it now?
to Denise. And she will work out a date, a time that's convenient and available, and then let's sit down and take a look at what we're doing here. We're taking away services don't go away without some community input. That was not done. And I think we need to respect that and do it. So we'll get that meeting registered and we'll set it up and have the whole kit and caboodle there. So bring your ideas and thoughts and we're there to work together, not to be fighting here, but that's not solving anything.
Thank you,
This will
Mr. Mayor.
take place in Prague,
We can do it in improv, in fact, it would,
do it in the Prague Hall, so the whole community can attend.
well, we have a big hall here too. There's one.
It's not
Spring-
wheelchair
one in Spring
accessible.
Bay, there's one in the Sandfield. We'll,
We can use Prague Hall
Prague's-
because it's wheelchair accessible.
yeah, Prague's as good as any. Been there a long time.
Same as the arena.
So if I may, Mr. Mayor, are we going to let Denise look at the calendar
Yeah,
that's
we'll-
coming forward?
Denise, are you on there at the moment?
I am.
Can you put that on your agenda then to find a time toot to sweet as early as you can arrange it here so that we can get things on track here.
That would be direction of staff. So, set that.
Would you prefer a Monday night or a Wednesday night? Because those are the only two that are kind of available. There is a
Wednesday?
requirement for notice. Normally, it's a 20-day notice period so that it could be advertised. So we could be looking at the,
That's it.
Gotta follow the rules, guys. Yeah.
so February the 11th.
Wednesday night, couple of weeks, and I'll muddy the waters.
Okay, we got that then. You find a date there, Denise, and
I can
carry
get
on.
Wednesday, February the 11th.
Okay,
We can, I'll have to check the scheduling to ensure that Prov Hall is available, and we will schedule it for 7 p.m. at Prov Hall. If it's available. If not, I will ensure that the public is notified via our website of an alternate date.
Denise, I can look right now if you want.
That would be great.
Give me 1 second.
see how organized we are?
Richard, do I do this, or this is just gonna be a direction to staff?
It's just gonna be a direction.
February 11th, is a Wednesday. Yeah, I'll book it right now,
Thank you.
7 o'clock.
There
I'll
we go,
ensure that
right
it's
there.
posted to our social media and to our website.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yep, thank you, Mr. Mayor, for using your strong mayor's powers and setting up a meeting that I was trying to call for. Well, we didn't seem to be getting anywhere with the chair, so I'm glad you stepped in and give the people what they want. Thank you.
So I want to go back and repeat the motion to accept all 4 letters and bring them forward to the meeting on Wednesday, the 11th. Richard, thank you. Linda, thank you for, okay. Linda. Okay, we're still dealing with correspondence, item 8E. And as we stated before, I'm going to recuse myself and take myself chair and turn the chair over to Councillor Stevens. And I will leave this. We have an email for the duck derby and I'll leave it at that. So I'll excuse myself and Derek will carry on.
Mr. Mayor, do we have mandatory council attending this 11th of February meeting?
We don't mandatory council to do anything.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we have a letter here from Jessica Bastillion about the Providence Bay Spring Bay Lions Club duck race to be held on July 1st weekend. I'm expecting that they will need permission from council to be able to hold this event. Is there anything from staff that we need to know here?
I can speak to that. I did
Thank you.
circulate the email to staff to get comments from staff as to what they thought would be problems that may arise from it. I did get several comments back, which I will forward to Jessica, who is organizing the event. She is online, so if you have any questions, she's definitely available to answer. I think they're right now looking at just a general acceptance, support in principle, I guess, for the event so that they can continue their organizing.
Yeah. Any questions? From committee, Mr. Mayor?
Well, Denise, we did talk earlier there about insurance. Is that one of the requirements that still has to be ironed out?
Yeah, they will, as a Lions Club though, they do have insurance of their own. So the issue of insurance is not, although they will provide insurance, it's not as pressing, because I know as a Lions Club that they have the ability to have their own insurance for such events. The stuff that staff was worried about concerned MTO permitting for the use of the bridge, the use of traffic control at the bridge, the request for emergency services to be on hand. I've spoken with Phil about that, and there's some comments to go back to them regarding it. I mean, I don't have any issue, and I don't think the municipality should have any issue with the event taking place, but there does need to be a bit more planning that occurs so council has a better overview on exactly what's going to happen and what needs to be in place.
What about Denise, any environmental concerns?
They have spoken with the Ministry of Natural Resources, and I've seen the emails. The emails are included in one of the other ones down at the very bottom of the email chain. And they do have indication that the MNR has no issues as long as all the ducks that go in are taken out.
Okay, so they have to have their ducks in a row. Okay. What would the committee like to do?
Accept it in principle. It's really not much difference than the skateboards or what we do in the back roads of Mendemai here at that time of year too.
Yeah. Okay. I have a seconder for the motion. Rose? Any further discussion? It is carried.
You all right for me to bring them back in?
You can bring the chair back in. Okay. Because, I don't cut anybody off when I'm here. I'll bring it back. No.
On Zoom, my place as chair of the property committee. Move on to financials, item number 9, year-to-date expense property committee, December 31st.
I'll make a motion that we accept the December 31st expense reports.
Can I have a seconder for that? Linda, thank you. Any opposed? Any questions? Richard?
Oh, David's not here. Just snuck
I'm
out.
right here, right here.
Oh,
Front and center.
Couldn't see you for looking at you. We did talk about this before, Dave, when we were looking at the hydro and telephone at the various places. Are all completely almost double what they were the previous year. Did you do any, were you able to get any more research on that?
Yeah, for the telephone, it now includes the internet as well, so that's why it's
So
now,
that's
right?
plus.
That's with internet, right? We've added internet to all municipal facilities. So that's the change there. The only one I seen that was really high for the hydro, I think we already discussed this back in April, was Providence Bay Arena. Hydro, and that's because we had a change to service. We have an electric hot water tank, electric furnace. So you have an increased cost to hydro, but you have a reduced cost to furnace oil because we're not running furnace fired propane or oil fired hot water tank.
So you're satisfied with the.
I am, yeah. So we'll get a more accurate picture at the end of 2025 and comparing to 26 and to see how much of a difference we have for forecasting that budget amount. Now, we did make an adjustment in the operating budget that's gonna be reviewed again at committee of the whole with the hydro increase of 20%, right? So we're already seeing a hydro increase across all facilities.
Okay, now we also did discuss this at last time, was the water and sewer user fees. Did not appear to be in order because they were same for both last year, and they're anywhere from 169% to 126%.
It's a known miscode that just hasn't had a chance to be acted on yet.
So that's gonna be rectified
Absolutely.
before
Before
end of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's the only ones I have, Mr. Chair.
Any other questions? Okay. All in favor? That's carried. Item 9B is property committee 2026 operating and capital budget. They have a motion to put that.
Don't need a motion. It's already been sent off. It's just here for discussion.
So I'll open the floor up to discussion for the councilors. Comments, questions?
I thought we were to do that in the 27th.
It shows up here on the list of things that we do tonight.
On the 27th, we are actually setting the budget to the whole meeting. This is just an opportunity for you to ask any additional questions on the budget that we have in front of us.
We don't ask any questions on the 27th.
You're making your final decisions on the 27th. But if you want some clarification on some issues, you can ask them tonight. Or properly get them.
Last tip of the can before you get the can kicked.
I'll wait.
I have one question for the chair on the property budget then. I think last year, the year before, we've always tried to put the chair lift or the chair cage into the community center. This hall here, and it's never been managed. We've never managed to do it because of the budget. Is that back on the books, or is it still on the books, or can it be added to consideration for our budget? But at least a cage in there. That would,
If I may,
I don't think it's reasonable to put an elevator in there at any time soon, but at least we could put a lift in there, a good commercial lift or a cage.
so Mayor, I can kind of answer that. I think part of that budget is partially in place. Dave can probably comment on that better than I.
It is on the second page of your capital budget for property. To basically, we are putting in the budget for discussion, $200,000 to proceed with the HVAC feasibility upgrades and other energy retrofits as directed by council. For that.
That's HVAC, that's nothing to do with the lift.
It's all tied together. So there was direction from council to start allocating monies, $200,000 every year. It's about a $1.1 million project.
For an
Total,
elevator.
no, total between the elevator and the so in order to do the elevator, you need a electrical upgrade.
Exactly.
Right, in order
That's
to-
why I don't wanna go near an elevator. But I'd like to see at least a good cage lift or a,
You still
Put
need,
it-
you still
put it
need
in there.
electrical, you still need the electrical upgrade to do the 4 HVAC independent furnaces as identified. We had that report to council that they accepted for the plan for the furnaces to replace the aging water boiler.
okay, but. By going at it like this and just putting it all into a lump thing, it's annoying because we know it's not gonna get done. But if we can break it down to something that we can at least get
Sorry
done,
about that.
then, it's a start.
Councilor Mitchell, I wonder if I interrupt you just for a minute on this conversation. We need to get some other information besides this larger lift that was budgeted for. Can we entertain a direction to staff to talk with people of expertise, Otis Elevator or someone like that, to maybe advise and see what else is out in the market that is less expensive?
You just walk on the United Church, guys. Take it out and use it.
Yeah, it has to, if I may, it has to be recertified as a.
Get it recertified.
I'm not sure what that's.
Sorry, no comments from the gallery, please.
So anyhow, that would be a possibility. Would council entertain a direction to staff?
I can't put a motion on here because I'm not part of this committee, but I just want another kick at that budget. So,
This would be one way of maybe entertaining a lesser cost.
exactly, but let's get something started.
So,
Mr. Chair, I'd like to point out that, was it 2 years ago? Linda actually made a motion that went through council to have an elevator put in that building, and it went through council, and council made that motion that an elevator would be put in that building. And it's never been done, it's never been acted on, we've never come up with the money for it. But there was a motion out there that was supposed to be done. And I can understand Councilor Mitchell's frustration. It runs into the same frustration that I've had for over 20 years in these buildings, so.
This was part of the capital budget that was presented at least last year. I can't speak to times before that. But it was in last year's budget, and it was one of the items that were cut from last year's budget. It is in this year's budget again for consideration.
You remember that motion, don't you, Linda?
Yes, I do. And I thought we were putting 200 aside every year.
We did put 200,000 to reserves in 2024. I haven't made the entry yet, but we will be making the entry for 200,000 again in 2025. So that will be done.
Mayor Richard?
Yeah, I just wanna point out that we do have $11,000,000, $727,500 in the capital budget for the property loan. So it's not that we aren't thinking and planning, but we have to have some realistic figures in here too.
So I think the ask on my part is to entertain a lesser cost. And this lift idea might be a lesser cost. It might be more affordable, therefore it might come sooner rather than, oh, that's funny. Linda?
But don't you think the lift, the amount set aside for the lift should be separated from HVAC and all the other things that Adam has read?
If you like, we can ask Adam to separate that out so that we can see it better. Speaking about a lift, actually, I'm going to be going someplace on the weekend. And I'm actually gonna be able to see one in a facility. So it's considered a lift, not an elevator. So,
I think it's indicated that's what's in the church too.
that's what's in the church, is a lift.
So anyhow, that's all I had, so.
Okay, so the question is that I raised is that, we have staff look into the possibility of a lift. And,
I think it's called a cage. Cause you can put a wheelchair on it too,
age or a lift,
yeah.
and I have somebody entertain that direction.
I'm not entertaining the direction, but I'm going to state that in my experience, wheelchair and a large person in a wheelchair, somebody with them, it's a mighty tight fit for a lift, but an elevator is wonderful.
Okay, so would you, since I am going to go see one this weekend. And I can take some pictures and bring it back to council. In February. Would that be? Yes. That would be. I think that-
Take your measuring tape with you too.
I got lots of tapes. They're all in my truck. Anyhow, okay, so, we'll defer that request to staff till next property meeting.
Just don't forget it.
Any other questions on the, operating capital? Last call. So that brings us, there is no in camera. And that brings us to an adjournment. So can I have a motion to adjourn? First and a second. Rose will first the, adjournment, second, Linda, thank you. Thanks, folks, for showing up. We'll see you on the 11th.